Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another First Cut Live. I'm here with the squad, the crew, the NBA Finals starting lineup, the one that's going to get the ring, the sweep. Not really a sweep. Miami in 6. I'm here with Mr. RB3. What is up, bro?
What's up? What's good? What's happening? Celebrating a great Lakers win this week. Blowout victory. Blowout.
Win game 1, lose 4 in a row. That's what's gonna happen, guys. And bringing up the hype too, we have Destiny in the house. What's up, Destiny?
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
Okay, can you hear? Can you not
Good.
hear
I think I'm frozen, by the way.
That's what I'm just
I might be coming
lip
back.
reading and
Oh, no, I see you.
Let's see if I come back.
This is not working.
Okay. Let me see things. I'm trying something different over here, y'all.
I
My
just
bad.
hear the music, so I'm just like, okay, they're talking to you. You better respond.
Hello.
We're good?
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
That's probably my internet, so I'm so sorry. Either way, I was saying hi to you, Destiny.
Matching your voice now, and I felt like,
great.
Did I respond in the right amount of time?
Yeah.
We good. We
Okay.
Gucci.
That's
we
gonna
Gucci.
bother me. All right.
We Gucci.
But yeah, I'm doing well.
Great.
Just
Good.
working,
And Sabrina.
chilling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just a tiny bit of a delay, so sorry about that. Sabrina, how are you doing?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Just watching some shows, watching some horror movies, celebrating October right. This is my favorite time of year. I love Halloween. I'm still going to dress up at home. I'm going to dress up, hang around the house, and watch scary movies
Yeah.
all this month. So I'm really excited. I'm doing well.
Yeah. I'm definitely curious about what Halloween is going to look like. I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to be throwing many parties and doing all that jazz. I hope not, but there's going to be. But either way, Halloween's going to be weird this year. Very, very weird. It's been weird these last 2 years for me, personally. Because I've moved out every Halloween for the past 2 years, and it sucked. It sucked bad. Literally moving boxes till like 2 a.m. while everyone else is out partying. Not fun. Yeah. I saw you because I literally stayed up the whole night, Sabrina. The next day, November 1st, which is Dia de los Muertos, for us Mexican people, I saw Sabrina and I hanged out with her and I was running on no sleep. I was straight up like flying, bro. I was flying. I was like, "What's up, girl? How's it going? I'm fine." I was like pumped up on coffee, like in my veins. Yeah, it was like an IV thing, but it was coffee going in there. I was flying, bro. I was like levitating, like freaking, like I was floating like Pennywise. Speaking of which, it's spooky season, which means we're gonna be talking about some horror movies, some of our favorite horror movies this month, because it's officially October. Our timelines, or at least my timeline, gets hype for October. I follow a lot of spooky people who like to celebrate all month. So I'm assuming that's some of you guys as well, especially you, Sabrina, right? Am I on the right page?
Oh, 100%. I'm not doing 31 days of like Halloween or October where I watch a horror movie every single night, but I'm watching as much as I possibly can. I'm watching Haunting of Bly Manor right now.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to talk about that with you guys in the future, and then do the review for Geeks of Color.
Mm-hmm.
And then just everything after that. I'm watching The Evil Dead. I'm going through all those films. I'm just going through franchises, especially stuff that I haven't seen in a while. So I'm actually really excited to talk about horror movies today, because if there's anything I haven't already had on my list and you guys mentioned, I'm definitely going to add it to it.
Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't grow up the biggest horror guy, mainly because of my upbringing, just because I wasn't really allowed to see too many horror movies. And to be honest, I was very easily scared of those horror movies, considering the bits and pieces that I did see that my older brother would try and make me watch. Therefore, I'm not the biggest horror guy. I do like thriller horror, psychological horror, some of that sweet A24 horror, if you know what I'm saying. Some of that indie horror kind of stuff. I think those are kind of fun. I like horror comedy sometimes. I think those are a little bit more fun. The Shaun of the Deads, those kind of movies are kind of fun to me. But not really the biggest franchise horror guy. So when it comes to stuff like, obviously we'll probably do a Halloween episode sometime later this month, but something like Halloween is not really my cup of coffee or cup of tea. Stuff like that is not really for me. Friday the 13th, I've seen all the Jason movies. You know, I don't know about you guys, but that's just me. It really has to be something special for me, because I feel like horror now is so much better than it was before. No offense to slashers and to Scream and to all the Jason and Freddy's and all those, but I just think the stuff now, like with Get Out, with Us, with the A24, like Hereditary, like this stuff is way better than it was in the past. That's just my opinion.
I do love those like elevated horrors, those art house horrors that we're getting now, but I still really, really appreciate the classics, a lot of the older stuff. And I was really into the slasher movies when I was probably like 10 to 17. I was really big into like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. None of the reboots have held up. I feel like it's just a product of their time, but I do enjoy what's happening now too. So I like that kind of evolution horror's had, and I like where it's going.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I go back and I rewatch it, and maybe it's just because I've seen what's happened now, but I feel like back in the day it was so interesting and weird and unique to see a creepy guy stalking this girl and trying to kill her. To me now, it's just a creepy guy stalking this girl and trying to kill her, and I'm just like, so is this movie just about a guy who's trying to kill this girl and who's just checking her out? And they're like, yeah, kind of, and I'm like, cool. Not really for me. That's pretty much what all the Halloween movies are, and I'm just like, this is not that fun. Maybe that's just me, and I'm assuming anyone in the chat who's like a purist is like, how could you say that? But I don't know, that's just me. I feel like there's nothing really to it. I feel like it's a guy trying to kill someone, and I'm like, yo, that's cool. I don't know, RB3. Tell me I'm wrong. Are you a big horror guy?
I'm a decent horror guy, right? Like I like certain type of horror. You know, I'm not for, you know, slasher horror is not really my thing.
See, that's what I'm saying. Slashers are my thing, and I see Nolan De Palma in the chat say, "Damn, Ace hating on slashers, breaking my heart." Yeah, slashers specifically, I'm hating on. I just want to add a little bit salt to the wound. Yeah. A little bit of salt to that wound.
Happy Death Day. Since you like horror comedy, what about like a Happy Death Day? How do you feel about something like that?
I like that.
Those are okay.
I like that.
But those are like, it's comedy. I see it like funny. It's funny to me. Versus like a guy who's trying to kill this girl and stalking her. I'm just like,
it's still like essentially that. We're just really focused. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm simplifying it, but that's kind of what it is, and I'm just like, it's not that fun.
Yeah, it's like it's giving torture porn. It's giving.
Yeah, that I specifically.
No, I don't like it. Don't see any artistic value in it. Don't see anything fun about it. Not fun.
When it's especially when it's like the Eli Roths or like the overly excessive. What was
They're
that?
going out of their way.
Yeah, I hate
They're
those.
like, oh, it's her brain matter or her neck veins or her intestines came out.
Yeah. And disgusting. I mean, there's a lot of deeper psychological stuff that goes into what the origins of that horror goes into, the brutality towards women that kind of lives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, man, this is happening in real life to women in America.
Yeah. That's kind of why I'm over it. Maybe. Yeah, it's because maybe back in the day it was like edgy and cool, but now it's just like,
play your cards wrong, and this will happen to you if somebody catches you in the wrong area and puts you inside their car. So you know.
But I mean, there's nothing against but you know, you can say that about a lot of genres too, right? You can say that about a lot of old Hollywood, you know, kind of stuff. You can say that about a lot of things, but you know, I think specifically with horror, I think what makes it such an interesting genre is the evolution, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that's why. And if you talk to somebody from a different generation, everybody's going to tell you what horror represents to them, right? For, I think people like me, like, unfortunately, my horror generation was the found footage. Like,
that is kind of mine, too.
I like that.
Yeah, found footage.
When I was growing up, are you talking about, like, Paranormal Activity?
Yeah.
When I was growing up,
that is your generation, huh?
I don't even like horror movies. I'll say that first, off the top.
Yeah.
Not a fan. But when I was younger, it was those like mockumentary movies that I really used to like to watch. Those like
paranormal
footage.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, but that really overtook the genre for a long time. Now we're kind of like y'all alluded to the A24 horror.
A24 is overrated.
Really?
Oh,
damn!
The wrong group.
Yeah. What A24?
Yeah, it is the wrong group. We just did an A24 episode.
No, literally, every time
we worship at the altar of A24.
Every time I say this, he's like, "Yeah, don't say this to Ace and Sabrina, man."
Yo, they kill you though. They'll go slasher on you.
Of hot takes right now.
Yeah, no.
I love A24, man. Why you think it's overrated?
I mean, like Midsommar, right?
It took me seeing Midsommar.
Oh, okay. I get Midsommar.
This is too much. They're doing too much, and they're doing it on purpose to do too much. It's like
Midsommar is very
stuff. I was like,
it is, yeah. But I feel like it's that on purpose. There's even a character who's like that on purpose.
I even paid
the
to
guy.
see it in a good theater, so I was just like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I saw that at the ArcLight too. So.
Is that ArcLight?
Me too.
Yeah, you need to see it. But yeah, no. So, but you know,
sponsor me, ArcLight.
But you know, but
they should.
But you know, it's funny because Sabrina, you talk about how the horror that your father and like your family put you onto was like the slasher, like the 80s and all that kind of stuff, and that represents that genre, that period of cinema too. So you can only look at the films like through the perspective of like what was popular like at that time, right? Like, and I'm sure if we looked at certain films, like I personally, some of my favorite horror movies come from like the 50s, 60s, that type, 70s, because they're more like underlying horror films, like horror within like the household, or like dramatic horror, stuff like that. Particularly like,
can you name a few?
Particularly like Rosemary's Baby. I talk about that one a lot, and we can't really it's from last year. But I mean like that one's cool. There's some, but there's a lot during that time period. I think you could look at something like what the thing was a remake of.
The original.
The Thing from Another Planet. I think that's what it was called.
It's like in the 50s, right?
The 50s one. But and you look at that movie, and it's cheesy and campy, but I like it because it's actually a look at like the anxiety that was coming from like the Cold War or the Red Scare and all that kind of stuff during the 1950s, McCarthyism and all that kind of stuff. So I like horror as a prism to look at cinema through a different perspective, right? Like, whereas somebody, I think it was I think it might have been Paulo Yama or somebody in the space has said this, but somebody said that films are the closest thing that we have to a time machine. And I feel like if you look at films from different periods, you get a sense of what that period was like. When you look at the horror from that period, you see exactly what people were scared of during that time period. So, I think that just fascinates me the most about horror.
Well, it's interesting because you can put so many different social commentary inside a horror movie. I mean, obviously the zombie movie kind of started like that with the original, what is it called? Day of the Dead?
Which was a social drama about race, which was originally by Giorgio Romero, right? George Romero, but yeah, and you look at that, it was a social commentary about race, and a lot of those early zombie movies actually featured people of color like at the leading roles, and it actually wasn't until later on when they started getting remade that they got whitewashed. So it's kind of funny, but
shout out to The Walking Dead.
I think with like horror nowadays, like the current horror that we're getting, the elevated horror that we're talking about, I feel like its themes and its messages are really impactful and profound right now in today's society. And like, so we've had pockets of that, and then slasher's kind of just the one that doesn't really. It's kind of just something that you like Scream is a good one that has like that's like a good horror comedy.
I like Scream,
humor that has actual like commentary and something to say and does it in a super entertaining way. But some of the ones like Friday the 13th, things like that, it's not really up to that standard. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like there's plenty, and we'll get into it in our main topic because I want to leave room for other conversations as well. But obviously, you can put so much social commentary inside a horror movie. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I think Destiny and I could probably go on and on and on about vampire movies and how much. Yeah, we can because we can do.
How much they talk about like they talk about social issues in vampire movies in a way that's so different from anything else, because here you have people who they're considered to be like other or like, you know, and so it's just like a whole different conversation. But we love vampire movies.
Oh, I love vampire. Like every single time there's a vampire movie, I will see it.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah, I grew up doing the vampire novels. Shout out to all the vampire authors out there.
Twilight.
Not Twilight.
Yes, Twilight. Yes, Twilight. Period. Midnight Sun stream.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, vampire movies are kind of my thing, which I feel like it's different because there's plenty of blood in it, but it's more creepy-ish.
More tasteful and scary.
Yeah,
in a different way.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like your
Vampires
traditional
are
horror
sexy.
movie. There you go. Yeah, which is why I want to be one.
Yes.
If you are watching this and you happen to be a vampire, let me know. But yes, vampire movies have been something that I've been watching forever, ever since I was a kid. I mean, before we went on air, Destiny and I kind of had a little Buffy moment.
Buffy, yeah.
Because Buffy was the first one because I was like 6 or 7 when I saw Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because I saw it as it was airing, and that show was airing like in 96, 97 when I was like 6 or 7. And I was watching that show, and that's kind of what put me on to like vampirism and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually what put me on to what is it, Interview with a Vampire, that came out like a few years later. So that is why it's fine, RB3. You're okay. But it's that really put me on to the subgenre of vampirism specifically. Is there a horror subgenre that you really appreciate, RB3 or Sabrina or even Destiny? Zombie films? No, I'm kidding. No love for Walking Dead?
I'll tell you about the horror movie that I surprisingly watched day before yesterday, and loved. I ate it up. It was The Invisible Man.
Oh yeah, you tweeted about
like
this, and I
stuff like
tweeted.
that.
I just tweeted about Sarah Paulson.
You tweeted after I was already asleep, but yeah, my queen, Sarah Paulson.
I love Sarah Paulson.
I need her to be in a project
Love
with
her.
Elizabeth Moss, my other queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Moss is great.
They're
man.
just
She always
creepy,
goes
and they
hard.
just play these creepy, tortured people better than anyone else. And I feel like Elizabeth Moss plays those tortured characters, and she's drawing from somewhere. And I'm a huge fan. I think she was a Scientologist. Maybe they locked her up, and she's like,
oh no way,
drawing from
She
that.
is a Scientologist.
But
she
was,
still?
or she is.
Yeah.
Oh no way, that's too bad.
Dang,
That's
man.
too
Right.
But you said,
Right.
wait, hold on. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not that bad.
Because
Maybe
she's drawing from something.
Yeah.
So you let her pay her money to become a Thetan.
Yeah.
I'm into Scientology, like I read about it. So they're trying to be like alien Thetans. Let her do what she got to do.
Yeah.
And so she can keep making her projects. Because
Listen,
I need Handmaid's Tale.
All I know is, hey, Elizabeth Moss is Scientologist. Tom Cruise is one. Will Smith is
stop,
one.
Stop.
Hey, man, maybe
Stop.
I gotta go to a
Say
meeting
that.
or something like that.
Stop saying that.
Maybe
You're
I gotta
always
go
trying
to a
say
meeting.
that Will Smith is a Scientologist. And I'm like, there's no basis. Like, that's not true.
Yeah,
my
but then you
God.
realize that
I
it's
hope
a
they get your ass for saying that.
yeah, but then you realize it's like a capitalistic system in order to become gods,
Yeah, of course.
and you're like, oh, that's not cool. And then eventually they, go after people who leave. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
it's a scam, so.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's not that cool.
Hey.
Either way, A Visible Man. Sabrina, you saw that movie?
So good.
I absolutely love that movie. It's still one of my favorites of 2020 so far, and it was one of the first ones that I even got to see. And just like talking to Lee Wanell, because I know he's behind the Wolfman Ryan Gosling film that'll be coming out. That's his next like upcoming
That's right.
project. Yeah, and I just think that Lee Wanell is so incredibly talented. I've loved what he did with like Upgrade. I watched
Upgrade
Saw
was cool,
and I
man.
forgot he was in it. I thought that was so funny to see him in Saw like a lot younger. But he's
Saw.
incredibly yeah,
There you go.
those examples, I completely understand with that. I've still seen them all, and I don't enjoy them. I don't know anybody who would actually genuinely enjoy it. I think it's kind of interesting the way that they tie in all these crazy details, and it just gets zanier every single movie. And it's like, this person that you saw, well, now they're a part of it, and they've been a part of it this entire time. But back to Lee Wanell, I'm excited for that Wolfman project he's doing with Ryan Gosling because Invisible Man was incredible. Some of the scenes, like I was talking to him about it when I interviewed him for Geeks of Color, but filming those scenes where she has to fight the Invisible Man,
oh my god, that's what killed me. Yeah, that's what killed me when she's laying on the ground doing this.
And that's how you know, like, Elizabeth Moss, like, but besides
she's a clown. Like, she acts her ass off.
Yeah, she really was perfect for the role. And Oliver Jackson Cohen, who plays the Invisible Man, he's obviously in Haunting of Hill House. He plays Luke.
Oh yeah,
which I didn't finish.
Talented.
Oh, it's a great show. I just finished it.
I get scared easily.
It was hard. It was definitely hard for me to get through. I was like biting down on something, and I was like, the whole time. It was really tough. And angry texting Sabrina too.
Yeah. Should we announce our special guest who's going to be talking Haunting of Hill House with us?
Sure, why not? I mean, if it doesn't go through, that's probably the only problem. But it probably will. Joining us eventually, hopefully next week, we have Clark Wolf coming on the show, talking about Mike Flanagan, Haunting of Hill House, all that jazz. Especially a lot of Flanagan stuff. We can get into Doctor Sleep. Might get into some other of his stuff as well. Maybe a Hush or two. But either way, we'll be talking Haunting of Hill House in anticipation for Haunting of Bly Manor. Is that what it's called? Which is welcoming back our favorite spooky family. Shout out to Nell, R.I.P. Nell, live forever Nell. I love Nell. And Haunting of Hill House. I love Nell because, I mean, by episode 1, you're kind of heartbroken. So, to be fair, it's not my fault. It's Mike Flanagan's fault. But yes, guys, tune in because we are going to be talking about all the Hill Houses with Clark Wolf. It'll be a lot of fun, so make sure and join us then.
I actually speaking of episodes, man, we gotta do an episode on Gareth Evans one of these days because I got screened.
You're obsessed with that show, man.
To see Gangs of London. Oh my lord! Oh my god! Oh, that show is nuts. That show is freaking crazy. Gareth Evans, for one, you thought Gareth Evans was just a dude who only did cool action scenes, cool fight scenes? Nah, man. Yeah. This dude does criminal, underground, like just spicy. You know what I mean? Like just the dialogue, just the dialogue scenes are just compelling. Like just leaves you on the edge. And then by the end of that. Yeah, the end of the first episode ends with like this amazing like Ray style like fight scene. Like it's just sick. Where's
this show? Can I watch it?
It's gonna come on AMC. It's already aired in like the UK AMC. Or whatever. It already aired in the UK. It's a big hit in the UK. But it's coming to AMC Entertainment this Friday, I think, or something like that.
What AMC Entertainment?
Yeah, or you know,
is that a new channel?
No, the
AMC, same as The Walking Dead. Okay,
yeah, Breaking Bad. But dude, I'm telling you, this show. If for one, it starts with a crazy scene, him lighting this dude on fire, you're already like, yo, what is this show? What's happening? And then goes to all these crazy drama scenes, quiet. Then boom,
is it
right
like super? Is it modern times or like
no,
old
it's modern.
School times?
It's modern, okay. But it's British.
So is it super British like accent and slang and all that?
Oh yeah. It's
you know we in this, bro. I'll be in it till I die, bro. Yeah, I can't do that. I used to watch Misfits. Shout out to Misfits if anyone saw that show.
Yeah.
Misfits.
Did you see Misfits? I saw that when it was airing, which was like 2012, 2012, I think.
Obsessed with British television for some reason back in that time. I never watched like Doctor Who or anything, but Skins and Misfits.
Those two shows
owned me.
Yeah, those two shows like are similar.
But that's the Batgirl brand, the Skins UK brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Sherlock and you know I haven't seen Luther yet, but I've heard a lot of great things about.
Luther is like one of my all-time favorite shows. You gotta see Luther. Like Luther is what made me realize like you want to see an Idris Elba performance, watch Luther. Like he won Emmys for that show and he deserved it because he was so freaking good. Yeah. That show was phenomenal. One of my favorite ever shows.
Yeah.
British TV is like a step better than like almost anything. Something I'm watching and I'm going to watch it tonight. Shout out to a new episode every Thursday. You should give me another sponsor. It's Raised by Wolves, that Ridley Scott show from HBO. Have you guys seen that?
I want to.
Everybody's been talking about it.
Everybody's been talking about it. They are posting every damn episode. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they didn't have faith in it or they had faith in it, but they're just posting 2 episodes every night. So it's literally like, yeah. So I think they're trying to get rid of it.
Is that faith
or dump
not
it?
Faith? We don't know.
Yeah.
But I love the show. I don't think they had any faith in it, if I'm being honest, because they just kept dumping it. They were like, here, 2 episodes, whatever. It's done in 3 weeks. But I'm loving it. It's literally the most Ridley Scott. Like, it's so Ridley Scott, bro. It's a different level. Because it's about...
all religious commentary.
It is all religious commentary. It is all androids.
I can't.
It's all about, like, birth and death and existentialism and, like, humanity and are we destined to kill each other. And it's literally, like, everything I love that Ridley Scott touches upon in every single one of his movies.
Yeah.
If you're Ridley Scott stan like I am, you immediately are like, oh, my God, yes, this is Blade Runner, Alien mixed with Gladiator mixed with it's like all that stuff mixed into one show, like a dystopian sci-fi holy war with androids and humans, and it's super freaking weird and cool. Yeah, that's what I'm watching. Sabrina, what are you watching?
I'm obviously watching
Blind Manor.
I can't say anything about it, but yeah, so basically, what I've been doing this entire time, I actually just rewatched Haunting of Hill House, and I think that was like my 3rd or 4th time going through it all the way since it came out about 2 years ago, because I love that show so much, and I enjoy so much of Mike Flanagan's work. We're gonna get into some of our favorites later on, but that one, and then every like Stephen King adaptation I've been watching.
Oh no way!
Every single one, like Misery, The Shining, Doctor Sleep,
Pet Sematary.
Too.
That little kid.
Carrie. Yeah, Carrie, everything.
Shout out to that little kid.
I still never watched the car one.
Christine.
Oh yeah.
I really want to just to watch it. Is it good? I
haven't seen it.
I don't know anything about it really. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to check that one out. But yeah, that's basically all I've been watching.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like most people agree that most of his adaptations aren't the best. I don't know if you agree with that, Sabrina.
Yeah, most of them aren't like anything like great. It's a lot of the stuff. I love Misery. It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2. A lot of them. Gerald's Game. I enjoyed that one from Mike Flanagan. There's a bunch that I really, really like.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a special place in my heart for The Shining. And what Kubrick does on that movie is kind of legendary. Literally legendary, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. We're going to keep talking about horror movies, but I kind of want to move on to anything that's in the news right now. Specifically, Miami Heat coming back in Game 2 tomorrow and blowing out the Lakers. What?
Baloney.
Did I hear that correctly?
No. Baloney.
What?
Baloney. That's not happening.
Hey, man.
Robert.
I told you, bro. If they don't got no Dragic, this is a big old asterisk, bro. Asterisk.
All the haters want to pull out the asterisk. All the haters want to pull out the asterisk. It happened in the bubble. People got hurt. Get that out of here. Ain't
no Dragic, bro. Brah. A 5th seed? Brah. Get out of here, man. Wow. Yo, Game 2, you're going to see Kelly Olynyk. He's going to come in. You're going to see Miles Leonard stop AD.
Lakers in 4. That's what's happening. Lakers in 4.
Yeah,
I'd say in 5. I think they're going to give them 1.
No. They got to get a game. Eric Spoelstra is not going to. It's not going to lose a game.
There's no way.
I say Lakers in 4.
Yeah, let's go, Sabrina.
We want that.
Let's go, Sabrina.
That's what we want.
Woo. Why would you go for the Lakers, though?
Yeah.
I don't
do that.
What do you mean?
You're from Chicago. Because she's from Chicago, bro.
Yeah, but who wants to be a Bulls fan?
Sabrina. You can't be a Bulls fan, Sabrina?
Oh, no, I don't hear anything about the Bulls. I don't know if they're...
Exactly. It's quiet for them.
They're looking for a coach right now.
It's quiet.
Literally.
They're chilling. They're looking for a coach. Come over to the Lakers. We want you. We want all the fans. All fans.
When you home, baby. Gotta go Lakers.
Woo!
Lakers are too much, man. Lakers are monopoly, bro. Like we got to destroy the monopoly. But either way, any movie news that's going on right now, I think the biggest one is that Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro in Spider-Man. I read this and everyone immediately said, hey, they look like they might be doing an actual Spider-Verse, which is kind of funny because we just talked about Andrew Garfield in our episode with Hector Navarro a few weeks ago. But I don't know. Okay, if they're doing Spider-Verse, consider me hyped, right? I mean, obviously, I love Spider-Verse, the movie, and I love the concept of Spider-Verse, something that the animated series did really, 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 really well. Shout out to Spider-Man, the animated series, something that Hector mentioned in the episode as well. They do an incredible Spider-Verse thing where they go to different Spider-Man. It's the multiverse thing, obviously, and they're all led by Peter Parker. Because there's different Spider-Man in different universes in this one, and it's one of my favorite episodes ever, and it shows the genius of Peter Parker trying to figure stuff out. He is that like Tony Stark level genius. But anyways, besides all that, if they do this in live action and they bring back Tobey Maguire and they bring back Andrew Garfield,
I don't know if Tobey's gonna come back.
Oh, but he's got to come back, bro. He's got to be in the suit, the same ass suit. I got to see it. But either way, first of all, what do you think of Jamie Foxx coming back? And what do you think of this potentially being a Spider-Verse thing? Sabrina.
I talked about in the episode, I really enjoyed Jamie Foxx. I enjoyed the good parts. There's only so much a great actor could work with in a script if it's not.
Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
Oh.
Sorry,
RB3 bringing it out.
My bad.
RB3 in it. Locked in.
It was me, actually.
Wait, would you? Wait.
I don't want to talk about it, but I think it was me.
Okay.
So,
my bad. Our bad. Technical difficulties.
That's the thing though with this one. I think I want to see him have another shot at this character, and if they want to bring him back, I think it's going to be something of substance because what they've been doing so far is really great with all of the Spider-Man stuff. So why not bring him back? Give him another chance. Make him look better and be a little bit cooler as a villain, not as lame and not as cheap.
That's what I'm. You know what I think, guys, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is the first thing I thought of. I thought if Jamie Foxx comes back as Electro, what if he comes back as a different Electro? Kind of like what Sabrina's saying right now. Kind of like J. Jonah
Jameson. Now we're going to have a little.
Stop pressing it.
okay, I'm sorry. I'm just.
Who was Destiny?
I'll close.
It was me.
Okay,
Just
sorry.
trying to.
It's all good. We chilling.
All good.
We have Marcus in the chat saying, "I hope we don't get emo Peter back," and I'm like, "I hope we do."
I want emo. Listen,
hope we do.
I want emo Peter,
Yeah.
but let me all right.
But let me finish though. What if it's a different Electro, kind of like a different J. Jonah Jameson, but the same actor? We got that with what's his face, J.K. Simmons. He came back as the same character, but it's a different version of that character. What if Electro is Jamie Foxx, but he's a different Electro? He's not the goofy, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Like he's just a completely different Electro with a new suit, new look, just like a different Electro, but he's Electro. Am I reaching with that or?
No, that's a good theory, but
Yeah.
I would love to see Jamie not be goofy and be a little bit more.
Yeah.
guys,
Dr. Manhattan.
guys.
The
Do
music
we
starts
not
playing
remember how much everybody hated Jamie Foxx as Electro when that movie first came out? It was terrible. Terrible. We can't do this whole revisionist history thing. Jamie Foxx is back. Jamie Foxx. I love Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is my best friend, by the way. If people don't know that, I'm a big fan of Jamie Foxx. Good friend of mine. And I think the possibility of Jamie Foxx being in the MCU is definitely exciting, right?
What I think about when you say Jamie Foxx, right?
Well, yeah, Jamie. Well, Jamie Foxx though, but
Django?
Something else.
Something else.
Actually, you know what's funny? You know what's funny, Andres? We just put out our throwback episode. I think it was for Alfonso Cuarón. And at the beginning of that, we actually talked about a Jamie Foxx controversy that came out like around that time. But people watch that episode and be sure to check that out. Anyway.
Oh, am I forgetting?
Yeah, you should go back and watch the throwbacks. Yeah, they're good. Every week, every Thursday.
I forgot.
But
I don't remember.
But anyway, long story short, I get excited with Jamie Foxx being in MCU. I don't get excited about him playing Electro because that was one of the dumbest character moments I've ever saw. I remember distinctly watching that in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and almost walking out. What a waste of an Academy Award-winning actor.
Yeah.
You gave him this
Django.
goofy, dated 1990s, stupid, traumatic thing with the most garbage. And people, I can't stand people in the comment section of like, oh, his theme music was so amazing. His theme music. People, I can't. Listen, look at this. Let me show you. Look at, can you open this? Sorry. Look at this image. Do you want to see this? Does this look good in 2020 and 2021? No. Do we want to see this?
But that's what I'm saying. It might be a different look, a different Electro.
This was one of the worst villains in Spider-Man history. Yeah. Spider-Man history.
Yeah.
Worse than Venom in Spider-Man 3. Worse than
Sandman?
anything. Worse than Sandman. Worse than anything they've ever done. Anything. But he's also the biggest actor to ever play a Spider-Man villain too. So I think that puts a big guys. Look at these
Alfred
pictures.
Molina back.
I would love to see Alfred Molina back. Oh guys, Spider-Man, are you my best friend? Oh wait, you ain't.
You want to be my friend?
Yeah.
You're not gonna be my friend?
Awful. I don't want to see it. I don't care.
But what if it's a different Electro, though?
If it's a different Electro, if he's a human being.
Kind of like the J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson.
If he's a human being in an Electro costume and he's using like technology to do it, then I think you have some money. If you get to actually see him like be an actor and perform, then I'd see
a little mystery.
Yeah,
I believe that that's the way that they would go, honestly, with everything, because we have Michael Keaton's Vulture, and that was like a technology-based, like kind of more mature villain. It's not this goofy, silly villain like everything that we got from Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man films. These seem to be more mature, a little bit more grounded. So if he's kind of a guy who has some tech or something like that to do that, not turning neon blue and speaking ridiculous and having a gap tooth and then losing it for some reason because he gets his powers, like it just doesn't.
Yeah.
All of that was so ridiculous. The hairstyle they gave him, how like meek they made him. I want him to be actually cool and not lame. Yeah. Like that's basically
evil.
what I'm looking for. Yeah, and
evil.
Actually menacing. If he's all of these things and that's the character that they give him, maybe he wants to return for that reason. Maybe they're kind of saying like, you know
redeem.
what, a chance to redeem yourself. You could be a way better version of what you already had. Everybody that was clowning on you, now they'll like enjoy it and they'll see it.
But that wasn't Jamie's fault.
No, it's not. It's he worked with what he had, and what he had was basically nothing. But with Michael Keaton, Jake Gyllenhaal, I love to see him come back.
I have the hottest takes in all of MCU. I don't even know if it's that hot, but it might be real hot. It was hot when I tweeted it, but I think this Spider-Man, you hate these movies, RB3. Maybe you hate Tom Holland. RB3's on record by saying I hate Tom Holland.
No, it's not true. That's not true.
He said it. I hate that little kid.
I never said
it. He said it.
True. I was literally talking about this yesterday, and he goes, "Those movies are for Disney Channel."
Yeah, well, it's true. They are. I mean,
see, but this is my thing. I have the hottest take because I think the Spider-Mans, the two ones we've got so far, the new ones, have the two best villains in the MCU, with Vulture and with Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio. Because I think those two present different elements that are a little bit more psychological to Peter. One with Mysterio, with the whole shadow of Tony Stark, and with the idea of manipulating the truth and manipulating what you see and what you believe. I thought that was so profound in a Disney movie, like RB3 said. Which is why I feel like if this movie is for kids, that's a good message to teach kids. And with Vulture, with the idea of having that figure that you seems to be someone that could be in your family and a family man, and he has to take him down because he's taking elements a little bit too far. I thought those two things were like really top notch. Even if you hate Tom Holland, I still think that you could say the villains were pretty solid.
Dude, you ascribe so much more to these movies than there's actually there.
But that's my thing. Here, who is the movie for? Think about it, and then say what is it saying to these people? Like if the themes are complex enough for packaged inside a Disney movie, then it hit it on the head. It was really good. It was really well done. Like, if this movie is for 15-year-olds, that's good for 15-year-olds, man. Yeah, like that's what I want my 15-year-old to see, that kind of stuff and not trash. I think it's cool. See, why you hating, bro?
I'm not hating.
Why you hate Tom Holland?
No, I don't hate Tom Holland.
He's a cutie.
But I will say I do hope.
He's like, I'm gonna kick that kid. I'm gonna kick him, punt him.
I would love for this to be an opportunity for them to move away from Tom Holland being like Iron Man Jr. You know, I hope that, you know, the first one, it was cool seeing it in Spider-Man Homecoming because it's like the introduction to the MCU, right? The second time around, it's like, this came after Endgame. All right, I didn't like it. I didn't want to see that many Iron Man references, but okay, I get it. It's right after Endgame. I get it. There can't be any more of this.
I love Far From Home too.
It can't be, but it can't be any more in the third one. I mean, listen, Far From Home is cool. I checked out a little bit.
You hated it.
I checked out a little bit when the drone was like in the school bus. I was like, come on, man, like, what is this? But I will say though.
But he's in high school.
I hope that this is an opportunity for him to graduate high school, maybe mature on something a little older, like a college Peter Parker. That's something I want to see more of personally. I want to see more of a adult Peter Parker or more of a college age Peter Parker. We never really got that far. So.
We need a Peter Parker that grabs a wrench and beats the crap out of bullies. And puts paper bags over them and beats the crap out of them. It's a reference to Devil All the Time. Sorry, guys. We need him to.
I mean, Tom Holland, he did that film, and then he's also doing Edgar Wright's film Cherry, and that's.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So maybe he's transitioning onto that with his career. He's old now.
No.
What is he, like 23 or 24?
Actually,
who's he dating? Isn't he dating like a 35-year-old or something?
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
I think he's like a childhood. I don't know.
But you know, I will. But you know,
he's trying. He's trying to impress the 35-year-old.
We talked about this on our meaning of J.A. Bayona, right? And by the way, people, if you're not watching our throwback episodes, this whole few weeks we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage
Latinos.
Month. So it's all of those episodes from J.A. Bayona to Alfonso Cuarón to next week we're gonna put out Alejandro G. Ignalitu. Am I pronouncing those right, Andres?
That's perfect.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm just letting it go.
My bad.
Perfection.
My bad.
I'm like Magneto.
Yeah, but we're doing all of those. We talked about J.A. Bayona. We talked about The Impossible, and I have no doubt that Tom Holland is a really, really, really great actor. Like, he is an amazing, amazing talented, and you know, even though I do think those movies are a little bubblegum, even the scenes where he has to step outside of the bubblegum a little bit, I still think he does really good. In the first Homecoming, which I actually really enjoy Homecoming, by the way, in the first, when he's trapped under the little bridge thingy and he has to get up under, and he's like having that crying emotional scene. I thought that's brilliant. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of those hard hitting emotional beats. You know, just seeing Spider-Man struggle, seeing him grow. You know, the complexity. You know.
That's such a good moment, man.
I love both of those films, honestly.
I love both of those films.
Yeah.
I hope for the next one, I hope they kind of break out from that like high school John Hughes thing just a little bit. Going to college would be something that'd be interesting.
That'd be cool.
Focusing on something like that. But for those two, I enjoy those two.
No, I don't like Zendaya in those movies, but
you don't?
$15. We getting Jamie Foxx back. We have to get Paul Giamatti back as Rhino. Ha ha.
Yes.
I'm good on that.
That's probably the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, I 100% would love to see Paul Giamatti be a villain in these Spider-Man films.
That Rhino was literally offensive to me. I was
so
heartbroken.
bad.
As a Rhino fan, I was like, that can't be my boy Rhino.
So bad. But like,
shout out to Rhino from the animated series. Way better. Or the Rhino in the video game when you have to like dodge. You know what I'm saying?
In the old video game, I know. What
old video game, yeah. Like, well, you gotta dodge out of the way because you can't beat him because he's too strong.
Yeah. I used to have
and he gets his horn stuck inside like an electric generator and he gets electrocuted.
Yeah. No, I love it.
That's my Rhino. We gotta get Kid Cudi "Pursuit of Happiness" back in this soundtrack somehow.
Oh yeah, for you.
For you, yeah.
Yeah, Philip
Baby,
Phillips.
I'm not moving on.
So you know the song real well, Sabrina.
Oh, I do.
That means you like it.
I was an American Idol fan. I know Philip Phillips. I know him and his one song.
There you go. There you go.
I hate that song.
Doesn't he have another one? He's got to have another one.
He probably does have a few other songs. Did they pop off?
I don't know. No, I think he has another one that popped off. I'm gonna look up my boy Philip Phillips, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to him.
I'm like, I gotta
Phillips.
check this out.
Yeah.
Even more important news, honestly, than Electro, Barry Jenkins, Lion King 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Let's talk about this,
I've
and then I have a
been
final
saving my
one.
movie news. I've been saving my movie news too.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say I have one too, but this one's like
Okay.
on
Okay.
terms.
Well,
But let's talk Barry Jenkins real quick.
now, this is what I'm talking about. Like this is
Really?
this is the exact move. Disney
Oh, we
needs
went to that
make.
premiere. Remember that?
Yeah, we went to the original premiere for Lion King. Me and Andres. It was a good time.
Wow,
Yeah.
lucky you guys.
We didn't go to the actual premiere.
Not to the premiere. It
yeah.
was like a press screening.
I didn't
We
see
saw-
Steph Curry and all the famous people.
Nah, but we
My
saw-
mom was like, "Did you meet like Beyonce?" And I was like, "No, mom."
No, like, I'm like
But we did.
No, we didn't go to that one.
We saw Seth Rogen. We saw Jon Favreau. We saw
Yeah.
all of them. Yeah.
A little bit of the cast, but not like the red carpet stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Black Panther one you went to.
Yeah, that was the premiere. We went to the influencer thing, which was us, a bunch of critics, and then a bunch of like Instagram hype beasts.
Well, it was more like I actually think they wanted like I think we agreed that night RB3 because it was just like Mexicans and it was just a bunch of black people and Mexicans the whole way.
Yeah.
And we were all like, "Wait a minute."
yeah.
I think we were targeted.
Yeah. Oh no.
And I feel special.
It was good film special, but this makes me feel special because I personally love Barry Jenkins. Right, I personally think he's one of the greatest directors that we have out there. Between Moonlight, which I consider one of the best movies of the decade, I think I put it at number 4 and number 3 of the 2010s. Not also if Beale Street Could Talk, which was, if not my number 1, my number 2 favorite movie of 2018. He has nothing but a stellar filmography, one of my favorite filmographies of all time. Seeing him take on whatever kind of Lion King. For one, also, when they announced the Lion King live action, what I thought they were going to do and what I wanted was for them to adapt something like a Lion King 1.5 or a Lion King 2 or something like that. Like, I wanted them to do that. I didn't want them to do a shot-for-shot remake. And I was really disappointed when I actually got to see the shot-for-shot remake. Now that they're telling me they're actually doing the movie that is not the movie, they're doing something that's a 1.5 or a 2 or something completely different, that gets me excited. And on top of that, you're telling me one of the best black filmmakers and on the planet right now is doing this project, who I even said on our Jon Favreau episode when we reviewed Lion King, hey, it's great that they got Beyonce and Donald Glover and all of these people.
Donald Glover shouldn't have been in that.
Well, it's great that they got all of those really awesome black people in it, but, it was still directed by Jon Favreau. Like, it was still produced by all white people, like, but now that they're giving the look and the opportunity to somebody from our community and who represents the black culture and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure it's just going to be, to me, it just represents something powerful. It's going to be great. And, when people talk about records, right, people talk about, like, Black Panther setting records and for, like, black filmmaking and all that kind of stuff, and being the highest grossing black film, being the highest grossing movie, all that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't necessarily happen by the talent of the filmmaker. It happens by the opportunity that the studio is willing to afford any kind of filmmaker. So it's kind of like a placement. And the fact that Disney is giving that placement to Barry Jenkins, to give him that $1 billion movie, to give him that status, to put him to the next level, to me, that just makes it awesome. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
I also am, and I'm surprised to hear that because I hadn't heard you speak about this yet, because everything that I see seems so negative about this, but I'm actually pumped because my biggest issue with that Lion King remake was that it was shot for shot and it kind of had no soul or energy or anything behind it. And Barry Jenkins, he can add so much into this film. Like, I just feel like give it to a filmmaker that actually has talent and artistic vision. Not saying Jon Favreau doesn't, but I went to the cast and crew premiere, so I went with all the people, because my friend worked on it, so I went with people who made it, and it was just really disappointing, and it was like watching it and going to the premiere with people that make it, and then not feeling anything. I just feel like that should have been a heightened experience, and I wanna see Barry Jenkins take this on and do a great job because I know that he will, because he's immensely talented. I agree. Moonlight and If Beale Street Can Talk, both incredible.
I think the only negativity I've seen is people saying, "Hey, he should do another one of the movies like Moonlight or If Beale Street." More along those lines, an indie movie, a smaller movie, not a big blockbuster, all CG animated movie, versus doing something else. I think that's the only negativity I've seen, which is interesting. I mean, I feel like he can do whatever he wants, to be honest. And it's one of those things where the only criticism I have is the animation of it all. I think people are still trying to figure out, which is kind of funny because they've been doing it for years, right? Like 20 years, the CG animated aspect of things, where it's an animated film, but it's CG animated. I don't know if people quite have I don't think people have nailed it, right? Because a lot of the issues of Lion King is kind of beyond Jon Favreau's control. It's the idea of emoting, the idea of a cat, a photorealistic lion going like that, like just moving his mouth. It's not, you see what I'm saying? Like, even if it's Barry Jenkins behind the camera, it's still like, you're still so limited with what you can do with the CG photorealistic animated lion, which is why I'm just like, that's just my reaction.
Would it be weird if they had it be CGI photorealistic, but then have it emote? Because I would want to see what that would maybe look. Not like fully like the animated feature, but just a little bit to have something.
I actually agree, and I think, I said it before, but I think we've seen that before with that movie Rango, that Gore Verbinski, what was his name? I don't know how to pronounce his full name, but with Johnny Depp, that's literally, they look live action. Like, if you take a still image of that film, you zoom in real close, they look real. But they're doing like big eyes and like dancing all over the place. Yeah, it's a silly movie. I love that movie. I love it.
Of course.
But like there's a way you could do that for Lion King. I think there's a way you could make the eyes just a little bit bigger. There's a way you could make the mouth just move a little bit more. And I think Barry Jenkins is probably going to overcome that. And by the way, I love that they didn't get Barry Jenkins or somebody super talented. Obviously, Jon Favreau is super talented. Let me not say that.
I love Jon Favreau.
Yeah, he's great. But
have you seen Chef?
Yeah, Chef's amazing, of course. But I mean, like, I do think like it. I would have been disappointed if they got Barry Jenkins and they would have wasted him for a shot-for-shot remake. I'm glad that is something that apparently is not a sequel, not a prequel. It's supposed to be a follow-up, but I don't necessarily know what that means. But whatever it is, that gets me excited because it shows a little more like off the cuffs, like a little more creative freedom. And at least to me, it shows they don't have to abide by some sort of singular storyline. The expectations already been set. The money's already been made. So, it's going to be a hit regardless.
Yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen. Obviously, the reason why they're even doing this in the first place is because the first movie made so much money, which is kind of funny because most people that we know hate on the movie, but most people, everyone else saw it and made it a lot of money. So I think that's kind of what they were looking at.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a must-see. We all saw it. But I think it was actually good. No. Yeah. Did I actually like the concept of them saying like, oh, we're going to make a live-action animal movie? No. But once they said Beyonce, I spent my money.
Yeah. It's the Beyonce Donald Glover effect of it all.
And I bet if I had kids, if I was like that age where I had kids that were old enough to like go to a theater and see that type of film, I think they would probably enjoy.
It's Disney live action, man. Yeah.
I went at a kid.
Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast.
And it was
like they all made a lot of money. Yeah. Those movies always make money, man. Like the live action Disney remakes always make money. It's a sure bet. Well, Mulan doesn't count. It really doesn't count.
You can't even.
It would have made a ton of money. Yeah. Well, I'm serious. Like, it doesn't count. Yeah. It would have.
I think if it was a kid movie anyway.
But I was gonna say, I think if it would have came out in theaters later, like I think it would have made money if it came out in March. I think now that people
that's what I mean.
But I think the fact that people found out about the controversy of where it was filmed in China.
Sure.
I think that was.
I'm saying if it was no COVID and just came out in March, it would have
of course, it would have made a lot of money. But I do think people are like, oh, we don't understand why didn't Mulan make money in China. The whole thing with the internment camps thing, like that's a big deal over there. I'm seeing a lot of people.
That's a big deal in general.
What's a big deal in general for sure, but Like that, a lot of Chinese audiences I've seen online are like really highly against that. So that played a big part. And I don't know if Disney's gonna have to start looking at and taking better care of those issues, going forward. So.
Yeah, obviously, we'll see. I want to get to my quick little news that I just read before coming on here. And it's big news, guys. Very big news. I kind of did a holy crap kind of moment when I read the headline. It's in the Hollywood Reporter. And sure enough, guys, we have kind of what I was expecting when it comes to movie theaters. The Movie Theater Association, known as NATO, I think it's called NATO, a National Theater something association, has just filed a document to Congress pleading for a bailout when it comes to their theaters. They're officially going to Congress to plead for some sort of intervention financially from the government to save the movie theater industry. This is kind of breaking news. It came out a couple hours ago when I read the headline, but I kind of want to read the whole article. It's really short. It's only 3 paragraphs. Real quick, guys, if you permit my interest inside this topic, because I really do feel like it's an incredibly important topic considering we're in this field. And it's one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to financials and when it comes to movie theaters. It says dozens of influential filmmakers on Wednesday joined the National Theater Association and the Directors Guild of America and Motion Pictures Association in urging Congress to provide assistance to struggling theater owners impacted by ongoing COVID-19 crisis. Together, they warrant that cinemas may not otherwise survive. The vast majority of exhibition companies, or 93%, has weathered losses of 75% in the second quarter of 2020 after moviegoing came to an unprecedented stop in mid-March. While more than half the theaters are now reopened, Hollywood continues to delay its major fall releases out of concern that moviegoers aren't yet ready to return. If this trend continues, NATO is warning that 69% of small and mid-sized movie theaters will be forced to file bankruptcy and close permanently, while 66% of theater jobs will be lost. 66% of theater jobs will be lost. It says here, I'm extraordinarily grateful for the unprecedented support from our industry partners and talented and concerned members of the movie industry and creative community, the NATO president John Fitzian said in a statement. The value of the recognition of the unique importance of movie theaters to our communities, culture, and economy, and their support before Congress of the unique needs of movie theaters in this pandemic cannot be understated. The letter itself, which was addressed to Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Democrat Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Republican Leader Kevin McCarthy, asked that Capitol Hill lawmakers work in a bipartisan fashion to redirect unallocated funds from the CARES Act or authorize new assistance programs for those businesses that have suffered the steepest revenue drop as a result of COVID-19. Cinemas are an essential industry that represents the best of American talent and creativity has to offer, but we now fear for the future, states the document. Our country cannot afford to lose the social, economic, and cultural values that theaters provide. The moviegoing experience is central to the American life. Theaters are great unifiers where our nation's most talented storytellers can showcase their cinematic accomplishments. Continuing, the letter notes that the theater supports millions of jobs in movie production distribution and countless others in surrounding restaurants, retailers that rely on movie theaters for traffic. Movie theaters are also leaders in employing underrepresented groups, including people with disabilities, senior citizens, and first-time job holders. That is the entirety of the document right there. There is a list of filmmakers that signed the document. This includes people from Barry Jenkins, Lulu Wang, Zack Snyder, Clint Eastwood, Antonio Campos, James Cameron, Michael Bay, Noah Baumbach, Lee Daniels. Like, the list is pretty much every single famous film director you can think of. David O. Russell, Jordan Peele, Todd Phillips, Kathy Yan, David Yates.
Ace, Oscar-nominated Todd Phillips. Okay. Respect.
Yeah.
Arthur's on one today.
But this is kind of like... This is kind of like hitting the iceberg, y'all. Like, I really do feel like this is kind of what I've been saying.
This is necessary.
I've been saying this forever. I've been saying like theaters are now reaching a point where they're realizing their existence is quickly going away. And they're kind of like Marty McFly in Back to the Future when they're looking at their hand and they're like, oh crap, we're disappearing. We're not going to exist in a couple years. We're literally going out of business. Every single movie theater, 69% of movie theaters closing like end of the year kind of shit. Sorry, I don't want to cuss. But that's a big deal.
It's gone.
That's a big deal. Filing for bankruptcy and asking Congress for a bailout, basically. What are your guys' thoughts? This was inevitable, but at the same time, I didn't think it would come this quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they needed a bailout. I mean, this is exactly what the industry kind of needed. I feel like the government should have just did this to begin with. I don't think it's kind of weird that the movie theater organizations and every filmmaker ever had to sign the document and be like, please help us. When meanwhile, like they literally, I read something like the military industrial complex got like $1 billion.
Oh, and the Donald Trump Foundation, all his organizations got bailouts.
Oh yeah,
so
they're willing to give cash to anybody like quick. They're not willing.
Not anybody.
Well, they're not willing to give cash.
Not people.
Yeah,
I was supposed to say you're
companies.
Mom and
people.
Pop restaurant or shop.
Yeah.
Or little grocer that sells your produce in your neighborhood, they're closing. Right. They didn't get a bailout. Well, they don't have money.
And that's what's that's what's interesting about. You look at a company like Disney who received $5 billion in bailout money during this pandemic, and they still ended up laying I was going to say they still
30,000 employees,
a bunch of employees, and
30,000 employees.
And their higher ups still are making the exact same salary that they did.
Yeah, exactly.
At all the previous years, even with all of this, but they laid off all those people instead of possibly helping them out a little bit. People got to pocket those like tens of millions of dollars instead.
Well, you know what I find interesting is that NATO has been openly kind of fighting with studios and filmmakers over the past few years. NATO has been purposefully kind of throwing hands at like filmmakers and studios being like, hey, how dare you go to Netflix? Hey, don't do a Hulu movie. Hey, don't do TV. Hey, how can you do... Like, they've been saying that, like, vocally. And yet, almost every single filmmaker you can think of was like, yeah, we need movie theaters because we still make movies. So it's kind of interesting that NATO was the one involved with this when they were the ones that were, like, super angry these past few years when they were losing money to competition.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, too, right? I mean... It is kind of like an unfortunate thing that, like, naturally because of the conditions of everything that's happening now, the streaming services are surging more than ever, and the movie theaters are plummeting now more than ever. I mean, it doesn't help that there's literally nothing to see in the movies besides Tenet at this point. So it's like, and
people don't want to go, and it's at 25% capacity.
Yeah. And I feel like, I feel like they just. It's tough. Like, this direction we're already headed in this direction to begin with. But, the fact that we're hitting it so quickly is not surprising, but it is definitely upsetting, which is why I hope Congress at least cuts them something. You know what I mean? I hope we keep some sort of theatrical thing going. I don't know, but I don't know what is this for the theaters or theater society organization, or this for particular chains like AMC or other things, because I can see them running into a problem, because isn't AMC owned by like a Chinese company? I can see them running into a problem being like, we don't want to give money to something.
I don't think it's a majority. Is it a majority owner?
I'm not sure.
I think it's just a minority owner, right? They own a stake in the company, but I don't think they own the entire thing, right?
What I hope is just that after this, because with everything that's been happening over the last few months, it's a lot of independent shops, independent workers, all that are being affected the most. I just hope those independent theaters have some way where they can survive this, because it's really upsetting. There's one of my favorite theaters ever down the street from me, and they never raise their prices. They keep their prices the same as if it was like 15 years ago. I'll tell you later, which is by me. But like, there's a lot of them that are around, and then they keep those prices, and that's the thing. So I just hope they're able to survive after all of this. Yeah. And those are the people that they deserve, like, the money. They deserve some of the bailouts, because they've already been, like, struggling as is. Like, we're constantly losing independent theaters. obviously, I know like Netflix bought a few, so at least like hopefully those will be able to survive. Netflix owns like one in Los Angeles.
Don't they own Vista?
Yeah, they own Vista, and it's cool because then they show their films there. They show old films there, new releases. Like it's interesting. So I just hope a lot of the independent theaters in Los Angeles are like
Infinity War
all across the country too, because there's this really great one in Winnetka, Illinois that I used to go to when I was a kid, and I don't even know if it's still open to this day, but I hope so. Like, it's sad.
We can't hear you.
I'm muting. My bad. That's what they pointed out. They said that they want specifically for mid-sized theaters and smaller chains. Considering that they're probably going to go out of business. They said file for bankruptcy and close permanently. Mid-size to small movie theaters. Small to mid-size is the way to say it. But
I like that. What's that? There's one in NoHo. It's like
NoHo?
a little. No, you know. I can't remember what it's called.
Is it the one in the NoHo Arts District?
Maybe, yeah. Over there by a train station. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I've seen a couple movies there.
Yeah, that was good. When I saw Isle of Dogs there, that's a beautiful theater.
Yeah, they show some indies there.
Yeah,
quite a few indies.
But yeah,
I saw Roma there actually.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
I also love what's that one in what's that one we saw the
one we saw, Rogue One?
No,
that was AMC.
No, it's not. I know which one that is, but it was it's the other popular LA one. That if it's not Arclight? No, if it's not Arclight, Landmark. Oh, I've had some great memories. We saw Shape of Water at Landmark, Andres.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
totally.
Those are the ones I'd be worried about the most, more than the. By the way, I did look it up. AMC is actually owned by the Wanda Group, and so that's a Chinese conglomerate. As of 2012,
really?
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I don't see a reality where they give big chains like that a bunch of money. I do hope they pass it on to smaller businesses and smaller theaters. But at the same time, they might end up giving a bunch of money to ArcLight and not a bunch of money to ArcLight and iPic and not a bunch of money to like the actual indie theaters too. Yes. So I'd be worried about that. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and I know this is a completely different topic, but it's funny that you mentioned that they're owned by that Chinese conglomerate. I swear to you, man, there's so many people in this country who are so like, yeah, how can you talk about supporting people here when you support China? You buy this and you support that, and specifically with the NBA and stuff. I'm telling you, man, if people really look into how many companies are owned by Chinese, you have no idea. Everything you see and touch is a Chinese company. Yep. I swear to you, if we start to count, if America starts to escalate this China versus America thing and people start to count how many companies, it's incredible. Them. Yes. It's something that if you look into it, if you look into it like I have, you'd be like, oh, never mind, go China.
I ain't saying a word about China.
No, you'd be like, oh, never mind, that's everything we have.
Yes, everything. Everyone's who's like, oh, I'm trying to buy American. I'm not buying Chinese.
I'm American.
Everything you have is Chinese, bro. Everything. I'm sorry.
I just hope at the end of the day, stuff like the Landmark, Vista, Los Feliz Theater. There's so many small theaters around Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and a bunch of other areas like all across the country. There's small theaters everywhere, and I hope they're able to survive after this because it's
bad, man.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have my little tiny happy news to just add and just change.
Oh yeah. Before we get to a couple of our favorite horror movies, and then we can close out this episode.
Oh, this is gonna be like one sentence. So even though I hate that Disney keeps on making live action movies, and I'm over it and I'm annoyed by it. The latest one that they announced is the new Peter Pan and Wendy movie, and Yara Shahidi is gonna be Tinkerbell. We're gonna have a black Ariel and a black Tinkerbell in the same year. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. See, well, that's what RB3 and I had this debate last time, right? RB3.
Yeah.
Sorry, I won't say it.
What is it?
I'm just saying that sometimes I feel like that's a good thing. That yes, it's repetitive. Yes, it's a money grab. Yes, all that. But I still feel like it's kind of cool that Disney at least gives the opportunity to at least a couple of underrepresented groups and people that maybe are not as famous.
For money, yeah.
Of course, yeah. But I feel like I think a lot of people are like protest and never watch a Disney movie, but I'm like, yeah, but hey, I kind of want to see some more brown and black people on screen, and I think that's a good thing. So
that's what we talked about though. If they make the film live action and they somehow update it, elevate it, do something interesting, then it's cool to see. It's the shot for shot remakes, and Yara Shahidi, she is so talented and so young. Sometimes when you see people on screen, you forget how young they are. I think she's like 19, 20 years old. So I'm really excited to see that.
Hey, listen, as a frequent and still active watcher of Blackish and Grownish, I know she's an amazing comedic talent and everything like that.
I hate Blackish.
But it's a great show.
I've never seen it.
But I will say this. I'm all for the on-camera talent. I hope they get black women to direct it too. I really hope that happens.
Yeah.
I really hope that happens.
I agree.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, let's close out this episode. Getting back into our spooky hats.
About other
Let's
things.
talk. What are we wearing, guys? What are we wearing for Halloween? If we had a Halloween, what would be your costume this year?
We're having Halloween.
Yeah, but if we had like a real like a full blown, super party town Halloween vibe, who would you guys wear? I feel like I'm on a red carpet right now. What would you guys wear right now? What are you wearing tonight? Sabrina?
I usually go to a few places, so I always have a few things in mind. Obviously, this is not going to be the case.
This girl. She's like, bro, I go to 4 Halloween parties. Know what I'm saying?
Well,
I have like 5 outfits.
I always come prepped. But one of the ones that I really wanted to do this year since I saw the film was Uncut Gems, and now I have a boyfriend, so I actually can do Uncut Gems. So we're going to do Howie and Julia.
Whoa. That's such a deep cut that I don't even know. Destiny does not approve.
I don't.
No, I'm gonna
That's
get
weird.
glasses for him, and I'm gonna bling out like a Furby chain. We're going all out. You guys just wait. This is a little tease, but give it like 3.5 weeks. Whenever it's Halloween time, we're going as Howie and Julia.
Oh yes. I'm
The
I'm doing the ass tat and everything.
The side chick to a cheating Jewish husband. Amazing. That's exactly what it.
And then I'm also gonna do Jennifer's Body.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, that's a good one.
Body like every single year, basically. I didn't do it last year because.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my second question. Like, what's your go-to? Is it Jennifer's Body?
Yeah, like Jennifer's Body or any like I do Carrie because all you have to do is wear a dress, cover yourself in blood, wear a tiara. Bam,
yeah, you gotta find that blood though.
Yeah, I love.
Where'd that blood come from?
Girls. Oh, I just found while I was moving because I'm in the process of moving right now. I found all my fake blood. I have so much.
Oh, really?
Wow.
What about you, Destiny? What's your plan for this year, and what's your go-to usually if you had a?
I'm Destiny Scream, the queen of Halloween.
Oh.
I don't do Halloween. I do Halloween. So I always have multiple costumes every single time.
How do you guys do that? I don't know. I'll tell you guys what I do, but I usually don't go to Halloween parties. Is usually what I do.
That's so sad. Yeah. Halloween parties, that's the best time of the year. Honestly, I'm a Halloween person. Halloween's my holiday. But, see, I don't know what I would have been for Halloween this year because I wasn't really in the spirit because of this Corona. However, usually I spend like months thinking about it and I pick like whatever I think the best pop culture thing of the year is.
Like last
year I repeated, but let me see. The last time I did a really, really good one was when it was after Suicide Squad came out and I did Harley Quinn. But that was the most popular costume of the year.
Yeah,
but I
it was.
feel like I did it best because I did it my own way.
Period.
Yeah. But maybe I would have been Harley Quinn again this year, but from the animated cartoon, just because I liked it so much.
Cool. I was gonna say from Birds of Prey.
Poison Ivy because honestly, Harley Quinn annoyed me in the animated series, and I was Team Ivy, so I would have been Poison Ivy probably.
That's a good one. I feel like
it'd be really cool if we did a Halloween like stream or a Halloween vlog, like social distance, and then we all dressed up as like the X-Men or something.
That would
or the Avengers.
Like, that would be sick. Like going all out. Like I want to be Mystique. I want to cover myself in blue paint, guys. Give me an excuse to do it.
Okay.
I'll find red sunglasses from Walmart and I'll be Cyclops.
No, that will be an easy costume for you. I feel like you already
That's usually
look like him.
That's my go-to right there is Cyclops. One of my favorite
head.
all-time characters.
Professor X.
Shave your head?
Professor
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I might be there for Halloween, by the way.
Woo!
You should
Yeah,
come.
so maybe we could do something in person or something.
We should.
Yeah.
We should.
Mine this year is a good one too. I don't think I would have had one. What's something that was popping this year that I would have been? I don't know. Come back to me. But one that I do every year, and I mean every damn year, if I get invited anywhere, for a Halloween thing, is what we talked about at the beginning of this episode, Destiny. I just get fangs, and I'm a vampire. I get fangs in a trench coat.
No. See, that's
Every damn year, I get a trench coat. I wear all black, and I get fangs, and I'm like, "What are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a vampire, man." And I got the lisp too, because the fangs give you a lisp. And I'm like, "I'm a vampire, Gath. I'm a vampire."
No, what you need to do.
yeah.
What you need to do is cover
Because I
yourself
love
in
vampires.
sparkles and be Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be Latino Edward.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm Eduardo, man. What's up, fool? Yeah. That's what I got to do. I'll come back as far as what I want this year. But how about you, RB3? What are you doing this year? Or what would you want to do this year, and what do you usually do?
Back to what you said, Sabrina, how on Halloween having a boyfriend is like the best Halloween accessory because now your costume has two parts. He would probably be some attachment to whatever I am.
Yeah, so I guess if she's Poison Ivy, I gotta be.
He said he would be.
You gotta be Harley.
Can't spoil.
Bro, you gotta be Harley. Come on now. If she's Poison Ivy, you gotta be Harley, bro.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's
Come on now.
That's how it happens. But I'm not for that. But hey, I'm
See,
not,
you guys trying to make me feel bad? You don't think I know that Halloween couples thing is a thing and it makes me feel bad all up on the inside?
It's fun being single on Halloween.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's fun either
if you
way.
do it right. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Either way, it's a good time. 'cause
Either
then you
way,
have-
it's a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, guys.
You just gotta
Coming
get to
from
the
a
right
very
parties.
a very biased point of view, people who have relationships currently, telling me that it's better to be alone. They're like, it's better to be alone, right?
break
Right?
it down.
I know.
Break it down, Sabrina. Tell them what's up. Give Andres like the single Halloween lifestyle.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is this is one of the first times I actually have a boyfriend during Halloween. That's like a serious thing.
Yeah.
So-
It's the first time I have a boyfriend on Halloween.
Yeah, this is basically I've never had like a couple's Halloween costume, so it was never like to that level. But now, now that I have that, that's fun because I get to make him be anything coordinating with myself.
Sure.
But if you're single, you're still gonna have a good ass time. We're all still gonna hang out from far
Yeah.
away. Unfortunately, we can't hug each other, but we'll all hang out.
Something with a mask. I'll be a ninja.
I mean,
Perfect.
Now you gotta show the face, bro. By the way, I do want to point out. Did you notice your TikTok on the Schmodown TikTok account went viral?
No. Did viral?
Yes, it had like 143,000 views.
What?
It was you
I
and
don't-
Robert Parker.
It was over 100K when I saw
It was over 100K. It's over 130K. Anything
Bro.
Andres touches, man. Anything you see his face. Twitch, 12,000 views. Live streaming. TikTok, over 100,000 views. Look at that. Andres, you gotta
32
that
views on this stream.
Yeah, we here, we out here. We push
Yeah,
that.
we
By the
out
way,
here.
people, next Tuesday, we're premiering a new show, Sabak the Block, with Andres Ace Cabrera and Emma Fife. We are talking Star Wars. We are talking all of that. Tell us a little bit about that, Andres, before we move forward.
Yeah, I'm super excited, guys. Obviously, Sabak the Block is our new Star Wars show. Me and Emma Fife are teaming up again, back from the Jedi Council days, coming back to a lifetime. All the people in the comment section who were like, I hate that blonde girl and that little Mexican homie. What's up, y'all? Because we back. We up together. We in it. And we're bringing up a new Star Wars show. I want to make it super fun. I want to make it super interactive. So I want you guys to be there, to be all up in the chats. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you think. Any comments that you have. We're going to play a couple of games. We're going to play a couple of scenarios inside the Star Wars universe that I'm going to pitch to you guys. So anyone in the chat right now who likes Star Wars, who even likes it a little bit, come in, join in, tune in, and give us your opinion on Star Wars and give us your opinion on our topics. We'll probably talk a little bit about The Mandalorian, a little bit about Squadrons, the game that just came out right now, actually. Right now, if you're lucky, or if you can download it. But either way, guys, tune in. Going to be playing a couple Star Wars games, maybe even a couple role-playing games. Shout out to RPGs. Inside the Star Wars universe, tune in to Sabak the Block, our new Star Wars show. Yes, it's pronounced Sabak. And yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. Tuesday, October 6th at 6 p.m. Live.
Yeah. Woo. Man, we should. Yeah. I should have teased the music at the beginning, but we'll tease.
The song is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
We might tease a little bit of the song at the end.
You get that sound clip? I mean, the audio clip I sent you? I think it's going to flow dope, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Either way, I'm excited. Let's finish up with a couple of our favorite horror movies. It doesn't have to be like a list or anything. Well,
absolutely. But before we do that, we do have some Streamlabs. We do have a few.
Of course.
So, yeah, let me go through these. Thank you guys so much. If you want to donate, it's down in the link in the description down below. firstcut.live. Again, firstcut.live. Join the conversation. Any donation over $10 on Streamlabs or on Super Chat will be read out loud by the robot. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have our first one here talking about the horror movies from Ari Papermaster. They're talking about Jurassic Park, Jaws, Hereditary, The Shining, Get Out, Psycho, The Invisible Man 2020, Halloween 2018, and can't forget Cats. Moss deserves the Oscar, and I've seen Nomadland. Saw MLK/FBI and Man Graves too, and they both deserve Oscars. Not about to watch McQueen. Yeah, I guess those are talking about film festival movies that are.
Yeah. Nomadland is getting a lot of buzz right now.
Yeah. Francis McDormand.
Yeah.
Any others?
Yeah, we have quite a few. We have a super chat from Brendan Gallingham. Just watched The Strangers, Pray at Night. Really enjoyed that movie a lot. Music/score was amazing. Yeah, cool. The one was good.
Pray at Night.
Let me see.
I really like the first Strangers. I think that one honestly could go down as like a classic. Like, it's really good.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Oh, okay. So I understand. I see here. Ari's thing was like a bunch of messages. So okay, I'm just gonna read them like all at once. So his last thing.
Read some I can.
His last thing was not about to watch McQueen get snubbed again like he did in 2018. Can't wait for Red, White, and Blue this weekend. MLK or X would have been a great president. Also, Sabrina, have you heard of the Music Box of Horrors and Shy before? I'm going on Monday with a friend to see Host 2006 and then Attack the Block next weekend. It's a horror festival at Music Box, but this year it's at a drive-in downtown. Just wondering if you heard of it. Also, one of the best movie theaters in Chicago. Much love from this SHIT hole that is Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I've heard about the Music Box like horror festival that they do. I've never been, unfortunately, but I have been to the Music Box Theater. That's one of my favorites. The little theater in Winnetka that always shows super small, low-budget independent films. I can't think of what it's called right now. Love that one. And then, oh gosh, there's so many. It's been a hot minute since I've gone to the theater in Chicago, but I do like. There's this one called like Imagine in the suburbs. It's like the letter E, Imagine. That one's really cool. And I saw Star Wars there one time because I met up a friend over there. I really enjoyed that one. I like Marcus Theaters. I know that's because he said he's from Wisconsin. I know that's over there too. So they have some in Chicago, some in Wisconsin. Marcus Theaters is probably my favorite, especially since they did the upgrade. And then they used to have $5 Tuesdays, I think it was. So I was going to see stuff like every single week when I was growing up. So I did that. So I love that one.
Yeah. I mean, the only other comment I have from that is Attack the Block. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but I've been talking about that movie since it came out. way back in the day. I think it was 2014, 2013.
Is that where Sabak the Block got the name?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. A little bit, just because I like that movie quite a bit. Shout out to John Boyega, Moses, Allow It, is in that movie. And that song, I swear, I was going to type this into Twitter one of these days, but that song in that movie is actually low-key fire. I know Homeboy Nigeria guy, something happens to him in the movie, but his song is dope, though. Have you seen the movie RB3?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I love that song, bro. I think it's hysterical.
John Boyega is so great in that one. I think it came out.
Yeah. That's what put him on the map. That's what gave him Star Wars.
It was. I think it was like way earlier even. I think it was like 2010 or something.
Was it really?
It was really early. I was young.
2011. Okay.
I was young when I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
We do have more Streamlabs.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I highly suggest Power 2 on the Stars app. The sequel to the show Power, it's literally like The Godfather Part 2, following the son of Omari Hardwick in college and Mary J. Blige is a family mob boss. No need to have seen Power 1 because it's like Power in college. This is from Cinema Gorilla.
Thank you, Cinema Gorilla.
I like him. I've been seeing him in the chat.
Yeah.
He said something else. A reason I can't with Tom Holland, except for his cover of Rihanna Umbrella, is because there's so many white, British, Australian playing American superheroes. I'm not even American, but I feel there's some scam with hiring Brits while American actors struggle. I feel like that's very true for black men because we're so quick to hire a black Brit.
Yeah, we'll love throwing Idris Elba and anything.
The black men in America are trying to be dramatic actors through Tyler Perry movies. Like, they're eating TV dinners tonight. They're not eating meat tonight. So
I feel like I feel like that's definitely a thing for black actors in
they're
the
like,
UK.
yeah, we can accept him being dark skinned if he's from Australia.
Yeah. But when it comes to white homies, I don't know. I think it's fine.
I don't care about white people's jobs at all.
They're just more talented in the UK.
Well, I was gonna say, man. Hey, listen, Superman is British. Spider-Man is British. All the good superheroes are British.
Spider-Man was British.
That's true.
Other Spider-Man is British.
Let us get one. Captain
Chris,
America ain't even
Thor.
American.
Captain America's American.
Is he?
Yeah, Chris Evans.
He's American. He's good.
Chris Hemsworth is Australian.
I'm not gonna talk about it, but
I'm cool with it.
Oh,
I think they're cool overseas.
Okay, Nolan De Palma said, we getting Jamie Foxx back. We have to get Paul Giamatti back as Rhino.
Oh yeah, we got that one out loud.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
Ari Papermaster said, let's bring back the Rent guy from the Tobey Maguire films. Maybe he can play Kraven the Hunter. Where's my Rent? Also, I'm really excited for Lion King sequel because the Lion King sequel is so bad. Also, for anyone saying he's selling out, shut up.
Period.
Ari Papermaster also said, if he wants to sell out, let him sell out. Oh, he ran out of room, so he had to say something else.
Yeah.
Let him sell out. He literally gave us one of the greatest films of all time with his last two films. Also, thoughts on Spider-Man PS5 face change. I love the first game, but now he looks like 16-year-old Tom Holland.
Yeah, I think that's what they wanted. But either way...
Papermaster had more to say.
Yeah,
let's go for it.
Hope Hicks has COVID-19. I believe in the Lord now. Also, I got free tickets for a President Racist Shithole rally, but I'm not going to go.
Oh, yeah, he's in Wisconsin. Yeah, you got it.
Get the tickets. Don't go. Have it be empty.
That's how you do it.
Empty seats, bro. I was just going to say, you'll get your rent when you fix this damn door.
Shout
out to Spider-Man 3.
I would love to see
it. You know what I'm talking about, right? That scene?
Oh, yeah.
Get your rent when you fix this damn door.
And the next scene...
I still love when he's on the phone and homegirl, and he's like, can you give me something else to eat? And she's like, I can make more. Yeah, go make more cookies.
Yeah. And I'm just
it's
like,
so funny.
Yeah,
so funny.
The rest just serving.
And she's like, okay.
Yeah. Like what?
It's so bad. I love it.
Yeah.
That movie's hysterical, man. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's
my rent?
That face change. I don't understand why they would do that. The original, it looks better not like the actual face, like the animation or whatever looks a little bit better. You could have just stepped up what you already had. Like, I don't know why you have to make him look like Tom Holland.
Yeah. Do we have any other Streamlabs? I just want to make sure before we
can just finish
dive in to this conversation.
The redesign was terrible too, by the way. Terrible.
One more from Ari Papermaster. Okay. Shout out to you, Ari.
Shout out, Ari.
Breaking news: Jon Favreau to direct sequel to 2016's Moonlight. Baby Yoda will star in the lead role, playing Tommy Wiseau. Oh, hi, Mando.
There you go.
Oh, hi, Mando.
Mando, yeah.
Hi, Mando.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last one, Tony. Just Tony.
Tony.
Period, Tony.
That's Tony Wagner?
I got 5 on the best indie podcast out there. Also, vote out the Cheeto. Period.
Vote out the Cheeto. Yeah, got to.
Thank you guys so much for the Streamlabs. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Keeping the lights on.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's finish up with a couple of our favorite horror movies. I'll give you the mic first, Sabrina. You can just toss a few out, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, all right. So obviously my number one go-to is a Shining and Dr. Sleep double feature, especially with Dr. Sleep coming out at the end of last year. Now that's essential. I did that when I was at the Stanley Hotel. That was beautiful. So I'm definitely going to do it again while I'm here. Hereditary, of course, that's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen personally. This is the one that affects me the most. So love Hereditary. Scream is the most fun. So obviously not currently this year, but I typically do like a Scream marathon with my friends where we all kind of gather around. We're all just like drinking beer, eating food, and laughing at the screen, getting scared when we need to. That one's always a good time. I loved The Ring growing up. I love both Suspiria.
Ringu.
Yeah, I saw that one too. That one was one that really affected me when I was a kid. But both Suspirias, amazing. Definitely check out both. They're amazing for different reasons, but they're both great. The Sixth Sense was the movie that made me love movies. I watched The Sixth Sense when I was 9. Didn't know about the twist yet because I didn't have access to the internet. And it blew my mind. And so I still love that one so much. Of course, we have Carrie. We have Eyes Without a Face. Trick or Treat is essential for Halloween. Anybody who hasn't seen it yet, I would say watch that one because it's super unique, super special, completely underrated. And then I did have last on my list was The Invisible Man, which Destiny mentioned earlier. Ooh. So, yeah.
Best movie of the year, TBH. Best movie of 2020.
Yeah.
Worst
brought
movie
out
of
a
2020
list,
is
man.
Antebellum.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I'll go quick. The first one I thought of was Alien. Ridley Scott again. You guys can tell I'm a Ridley Scott fan. Shout out to Raised by Wolves. Go check it out this tonight's episode. But either way, Alien is one of the most original horror movies. Not just the space setting, but just the eeriness of it all. The production design is some of the best production design. I think it's a legendary production design. Shout out to Giger. I think the artwork by Giger might be some of my favorite pieces of art I've ever seen. I'm going to keep it on the low, just between me, you, Destiny, RB3, and 35 people in the chat right now. I low-key want to get a Giger piece on my body. So, yeah, like a tat, like a full, like, crazy alien-ass tattoo. Like, super, yeah. I want it to be, like, super Giger, super weird and crazy and disgusting. I love that production design. And I'll give a final shout out. Obviously, you took all mine, Sabrina. Hereditary, all that jazz. Is one of my favorite movies. Us, Get Out. I think Jordan Peele is one of the best directors working today. Us and Get Out are 2 of my favorite movies all time. And my final other two favorite movies of all time that happen to be in the same franchise. My boy Pennywise. Do it for Pennywise. Every 27 years, you got to get a dance party out. I love It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. Both those movies are 2 of my favorite horror movies ever. Love those movies.
Yeah,
have you read it?
What's that?
Have you read it?
No.
I have.
No, I should. Yeah.
You should. It's some crazy, like, that book makes you feel high. Like, you should read it.
Yeah, I should.
It's emotional too, since you're so attached to the films and the kids and everything. Like, that's obvious.
It's really
so major in the novel, and it's probably my favorite book of all time. Like, that's like my go-to answer.
RB3 and Destiny, any of your final shout outs you want to give?
Because yours are gonna be okay. So, doesn't qualify, but I'm gonna just throw it in. My 2 favorite horror TV shows, because I am an AHS stan. I love American Horror Story. I've watched every season. Ryan Murphy is. I just love the show. And Sarah Paulson, of course, Queen.
Ooh.
Actually, the show that I like more than that now is I love Lovecraft. Lovecraft Country
Oh, there
is
you
the
go.
best horror TV show
Great.
ever. If you're not watching Lovecraft,
really?
you should be.
Dude.
It's so good. Like, it's so
No, I am, yeah.
thought-provoking. And I don't know what this show is.
Yeah. It's almost kind of anthology-like,
So good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That
is.
that most recent episode, man. I don't even know if that's.
That
I haven't
is
seen it.
horror.
Different.
Oh,
You need
man.
to
haven't
watch
seen
it. You need to watch
The last one I
Lovecraft
saw was the shape-shifting one, where she's
Oh, I love
shape-shifting
that.
into the white
But
girl.
See, that's so
Yeah.
thought-provoking. Like, that's crazy. I love
Yeah.
it.
No, but that one is like real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's so real. I was like, dang, yeah,
That's
this one's
crazy.
really...
Yeah.
They're like, yo, all them white girls out there, what's up?
No, literally. But
Yeah.
Dude, for one, you gotta get to Tick's episode when he's in Vietnam. That's a crazy
that's
episode.
a crazy
I
one.
haven't
And
seen that
then-
one. That's the next one I have on my list.
Yeah, and then
To
after
watch.
that,
Watch it for sure.
after that, they go to Hippolyta's episode. and
That was
I haven't seen it.
Now that
beautiful.
that is nuts. That is some
Beautiful.
crazy stuff. That is
Yeah,
some crazy
my
stuff.
favorite is still the haunted house one, which I thought was really interesting.
I love that episode, but there's a better episode now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're dope though. But yeah, those are some great TV shows. I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
I don't know if this counts, but my third TV show, third and final, is Black Mirror. Of course, I love Black Mirror.
Oh yeah.
That's
Shout out
my
to Black
favorite
Mirror.
show
I'm the one.
ever.
You put me
I feel
on.
like. Yeah, I put RB3 on, and then my roommate put me on Black Mirror. He's the one who was like, "Yo, have you seen the show Black Mirror? It's weird." And then I saw it, and then I told RB3, and I told everyone else to watch it. Yeah, that's a great show, especially
Yeah, it's a
season
great
1 and
show.
2.
You
one
put
and
me,
two
you
are
put
like-
me on before it was even on Netflix. Like you put me on.
Yeah.
those-
It was on
British
BBC.
to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what put me on Kaluuya. When I
Yeah,
saw him in that
yeah.
episode, I was like,
And that
That's an
tear
actor.
And the
That-
blade.
oh.
That was.
I was like, bro, this guy is an actor. As soon as they
he's
said that he was in Get Out, I was like, oh, this guy's gonna
Yeah.
kill it.
And he acted
That's
crazy. And that's why Get Out is my number 1. Period.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
I put it. That's my number 1 of the decade too. Get Out. Yeah, I think we lost Sabrina.
Sabrina. Oh, it's
Yeah,
looking
she was
weird
like,
on the screen
peace.
right now. Oh, there we go.
There she is.
Hey.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So Get Out. Of all time, I'll say Jennifer's Body. I'm gonna go ahead and take
Hey.
that. My guilty pleasure. I like The Purge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love the. I like Anarchy.
I like The Purge. Yeah.
The second one.
I like both. Yeah.
Yeah, Anarchy is cool. Man.
I like.
Oh, I didn't. I can't believe I didn't say Underworld, but Underworld. Shout out to Underworld.
Yeah. Oh, I love Underworld.
We got an Underworld
okay.
question, like a really hard Underworld question in the Schmodown today's match. And I was like, yo.
Did you know the answer?
I did, but that's a hard one. I was like, oh my God, that's a tough one. Even I was like, and I'm the biggest Underworld fan,
Yeah.
but that's a tough one, yeah. But yeah, shout out to Underworld, one of my favorite movies
I
ever.
love Underworld. I don't know. I've already said horror movies are not my genre. I really don't like them. I don't like anything possession. My family's Catholic. I don't like anything religious.
yeah, I
I
feel
start
that.
getting too close to me when you
It's too
start
real,
showing the nuns
right?
and stuff. I'm like,
It's too
look,
real.
I don't know what these people are doing in real life.
Yeah,
I
you're
wonder
like,
about
I've
their
seen
lives
that-
in real life. So
Yeah,
don't
that's
show
what I
me that.
told. That's what I told RB3, and that's what I told my roommate. I'm like, if I can see like people reacting to it, I want no part of it.
Yeah, no,
I don't
no,
want to
no,
see any spinning heads or any of that crap because
Because
I ain't about
literally,
that.
I went to Catholic school and they tell you
Yeah.
that like 4 years old, like demons are real.
Yeah, and they
So
f
it's
you up.
like, oh.
They're not just real; they're out to
Okay.
get you.
No, literally, like you're in a
Yeah.
constant battle against demons every day. Did you know that?
Yes.
And you're in kindergarten. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Juice
So-
World talks about, bro. All right.
So it's a no for me for that genre, and I already told you I don't
Agreed.
like the torture porn. So
Yeah.
for me, I mostly like psychological. So I really loved Get Out. I actually liked Us, but it wasn't all that.
Oh, okay. I
And-
love.
I liked it a lot, but you know.
Yeah.
I liked Scream, but yeah.
Yeah. Good deal. RB3, any final ones before we peace out? Because I don't know if I want to hit the. Oh yeah.
I always gotta shout this out. When
Oh, dude, you got to show me that in person, man. That's amazing. I love that movie.
amazing, it's just
my excitedness, my hype to go into the maze, the Us maze. Did you guys get to do that last year?
No, we didn't.
I did.
Well,
I was so hyped for it. I was like, I gotta go to the Us maze, because I went to Halloween Horror Nights that night. That is so cool.
Would you have gone this year if they had it? And what mazes do you think they would have?
I would have gone. I think they were gonna have Beetlejuice. Yeah, I think that was the cool thing that they were trying to do.
Beetlejuice in there? I know it's a kids movie, but that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Is it a kids movie? That movie scarred me when I was a kid.
The movie that scarred me. Okay, the scariest movie to me as a child was Chucky.
Yes, I knew you were gonna say that.
Chucky.
I knew it.
Terrifying.
That movie has scarred me for 20 years.
Why did they give the doll a voice like that? That's my question.
You know why it scarred me? Because my brother when I was a kid, like kid, right? A little kid. He was a big car guy. Obviously now, because he's an actual mechanic, he works on cars for a living. So it turns out it worked out for him. I was an action figure guy. So I had all the superheroes. Dolls. I had action figures. And that's why Chucky to me was like, oh no, like that was ultimatum. That was like, these guys are gonna kill me. They're gonna be possessed by a demon and kill me.
I told him this like yesterday. Yeah. Literally, I saw Chucky at a neighbor's house. I didn't even see the whole film because I got so scared. I just tuned out. I was like, you need to focus on something else. And then I went home and my Cabbage Patch was looking at me like, and I was just like, and I was done from there. I wouldn't watch it now. 2
years ago, they had the Terror Tram at Halloween Horror Nights. I go every year. I've gone every year for the past like 4 years, and it was Chucky who was like driving the train.
Physically violent person.
And I swear to you, he showed up on screen, and I had like PTSD flashbacks. I was like I couldn't handle it. Like I swear, it was awful.
Can you make his voice?
No, and I don't want to. But the year before that,
bastards.
Everyone dies. But the year before that, shout out! I can't believe I'm going on this tantrum. Sorry. They had a Purge themed. They've had the Purge theme for a while, but they've had the Purge theme Terror Tram, and it was the best. It was so fun because they had like this really like pristine.
Each other. So like, what was the monster? What was the monster?
Well, people dressed up and they were just carrying weapons and stuff. But it was like this lady who was like really like pretty and dressed up like in a skirt and really well dressed in a little hat, like a blonde lady. And she was at the head of the train, and she was like really like politely like almost like taunting you and like telling you she was gonna kill you. It was so interesting, but it was really well done when she was like, hello guys, I'm gonna rip your brains out, and she was like so convincing that I was like, yo, this is actually really well done. And once we got off the Terror Tram, they have the guys line up. It's my favorite part of Halloween Horror Nights. Outside where the Tom Cruise movie, what was that movie called? Westworld, not Westworld. End of the World, the alien one. Anyone?
Oblivion. Edge of Tomorrow.
No, War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
But they have the guys lined up in the section where you're supposed to pass, and they're all carrying chainsaws. So it's like a line of guys carrying chainsaws, blocking you from walking past them. But then the lady is like, you have to go past them. And they're all like waving chainsaws at you. It's super cool. I love it. It's really fun. Shout out to Halloween Horror Nights.
I worked at Universal, fun fact. And like,
oh, no way.
All the people who come and try to like audition for Horror Nights is hilarious. And then how many of like the regular team members are like, yeah, like Horror Nights is my real gig. Like I'm just, it's hilarious. Yeah. The actors.
All right.
The actors.
Well, going on to Chucky, it's the funniest thing. So I've been afraid of dolls and clowns since I was a kid.
You should be Tiffany for Halloween.
Ooh, maybe. We'll have to have like 5 parties, and then we'll just keep dressing up as everything. But my babcia lives in Poland, and my mom had a baby like a year and a half ago, and so when she was born, my babcia got her an expensive Polish vintage porcelain doll, and my mom refused to put it in the house. So my mom still has the doll, and it was like expensive as hell. And because she was in that time where like this is like a beautiful gift, we were like, nah. And I was like, it can't be that bad. And then I saw it, and I was like, shit, it's that bad.
Yeah. Real quick, guys. Christopher Atkinson sent us a final super chat saying, recent horror movie, The Presidential Debate. Was waiting for Kanye to bust out and say, you ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I saw a little bit of it, and I was like, I'm good. And then I just saw some clips. Yeah, kind of what I expected.
I like
the Aronofsky movie?
We've talked about that.
Yeah, you told me about it, and then I watched it,
Yeah, that was actually our first episode of the Meaning of Podcast.
It was.
Yeah,
it was our first episode. It was actually Mother, because it was the premiere of Mother.
Yeah.
Because we saw it, and then we premiered the Meaning of Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a movie. Alrighty, guys. Let's peace out, because it's much later than I thought it was. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for tuning in. For the super chats, make sure you tune in Tuesday, October 6th at 6 p.m. for Zabak the Block, Star Wars talk, talking The Mandalorian, talking Squadrons, talking all the good Star Wars stuff. Make sure you tune in, guys. RB3, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Director, Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3. There we go. We're good.
Sabrina.
Twitter and Instagram at Sabrina X Monica, and then also Twitter at Sabrina on Film, Patreon.com/Sabrina on Film.
Destiny.
On Twitter at Destiny.Analia.
Nice. Alrighty, guys. I'm at Squad Leader Race. You can follow us at First Cut TMO. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. For the First Cut crew, we are peacing out. Peace.